Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Indian Hill High School Braves Gymnasium, where the Indian Hill Braves will be taking on the Taylor Yellow Jackets basketball team this evening. I'm Rob Young with Tony Harris and Brian Shaw, bringing you tonight's action here at the Braves Gymnasium. We're going to take a short break here for the national anthem.
Remember, good sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Be loud, be proud, and be positive. The officials assigned to this contest have been selected according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Cincinnati Hills League. Officials for tonight's contest are Brandon Smith, Eddie Gregory, and Greg Steiner. Live in a country like no other. We ask everyone to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem by Indian Hills.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Indian Hill Television Network's broadcast of the Indian Hill Braves taking on the Taylor Yellow Jackets in tonight's last game of the 2017 calendar year. Tony, what are the keys to tonight's performance for the Braves?
Well, tonight the Braves have a little bit of a challenge in that Marco Fiore, the outstanding senior guard for the Braves, is sitting out. Mark's had a little bit of a hamstring issue and felt a little problem earlier in the week, and since they have a 2-week break after this, he's going to sit this one out, which will challenge the Braves' other guards, Garrett Ennis and Trey Lopez and Ben Bader are going to have their hands full because Taylor's a very much a guard-oriented team, and these guys are going to have to play a really, really good defense and hopefully contribute on the offensive end without Marco.
So, Brian, last game of the 2017 calendar year, last game before Christmas break. Braves are coming off a great win on Tuesday night. Not Tuesday night, Saturday night against Boone County.
Yeah.
Braves shooting has improved. What are we looking for tonight from the Braves offensively as far as shooting? Where are they still needing to improve?
Well, you hit it. I mean, shooting is one thing, but I think this is a team that just hasn't had enough days, practice days. You know, this whole week was exams. This is a team that got out after 2 football games in the playoffs. So there are a lot of guys that are still trying to get right. And I think tonight, Tony talked about the guard play. What I'd like to see tonight is guys playing together. If they're going to win games in this league against people like Wyoming and Deer Park, they're going to have to do it playing together. And right now, I'd like to see our guards play well together. Means passing the ball to beat pressure instead of dribbling. And I like to see this team score more off of assists rather than one-on-one play. We've seen a lot of that in the first 5 games, and they're not as good as they can be doing it that way.
Yeah, so we've got the starting lineup. You've got obviously Colin Shaw, Ben Bader. You've got Johnny Baltima, Mick Oakes,
Garrett Ennis.
And Garrett Ennis. You know, one of the surprise players of the year. Step out of where he was a year ago is Garrett Ennis. He's been a fire plug on defense, and surprisingly, he's been a spark on offense for this team.
I think if you watched him last year, the defense doesn't surprise you. And truly, if you've seen how he picks his spots even this year, the offense doesn't surprise me either. I would like to see Garrett actually be more assertive and take a few more shots. He's shooting at a high percentage. volume shooters tend to go down in their percentages, so I'm not suggesting take shots that are natural. But hey, have confidence. You're one of the leaders on this team, a senior playing very well. And by the way, I'd like to say hello to his grandparents down in the Villages and also his uncle up in New Hampshire.
So the Braves win the tip here for the first quarter. You got Garrett Ennis off to the wing.
Ben Bader, 3.
Ben Bader with a 3 to start the scoring for the Braves.
Careful with Taylor. His number 2, Jake Hausler, is a terrific player. He's was first team All-Conference last year. Number 2, he's 5'9", very, very solidly built, really very, very skilled outside shooter, and he drives the inside as well. It's Cade Hume with the miss, and another miss, and Ennis with the rebound.
Yeah, Hausler takes about a third of their shots and scores about a third of their points. Not quite the level of diversification on this Taylor offense that you're seeing with Indian Hill so far this year.
The Braves come into this game 5-0. Taylor's 2-4. This shot, Taylor comes up the court quick, puts a shot up, misses it.
Great job by Garrett Ennis.
Over the back on number 5.
Yeah, great job by Garrett Ennis in transition defense. Long shot, run out, predictable, but got back and did a great job there.
Taylor doesn't have a lot of height. They have 2 6'2" guys. Max Freeze, who just committed the foul, and Cade Hume, number 1. That's their height. And you get one of them in foul trouble, they're going to be even more challenged.
Little miscue there by the Braves. Taylor with the pickup on the turnover. Number 11 is a sophomore for them.
Bennett Ware.
Ware was a standout player for the freshman team last year. Baltimore with the block. Bader brings the ball up the court, drives the lane, puts it back into into Collin, who's off the mark. Baltimore with the tip rebound. Braves will reset at the top of the key.
They have Hausler guarding Collin. Ben Bader.
Yeah, Ben Bader doing a good job right now looking at the rim and seeing what's available to him. He's made 2 really good decisions, scoring decisions so far to open up this game.
Rob, number 11, Ware actually played varsity last year for them and started.
That's right.
And was also an outstanding soccer player, first-team All-League soccer player. Oh, there's a 3 there for number 1, Cade Hume. Something about Taylor and their offense is they take, it's an amazing stat, 46.5% of their shots are threes. 46.5. Now, most teams, it's usually like 30, 35 max.
There was another nice little pop at the line.
That's 7 points for Ben Bader.
Yeah, and Ben Bader looking at a mismatch as far as who's guarding him right now, able to get good shots.
Off the dribble, he's going to get fouled by Bader. That'll be
a nice drive. Really, Taylor only has 3 guys that score for them. Hausler, and I think Hausler will be challenged offensively because he's going to have to play defense the entire game on Collin. Hume, number 1, and Ware. Those are their 3 scorers.
Ennis with a nice little drive off the glass, but misses.
Yeah, great take by Ennis, and not only was a shot available, there were 2 other options available. If Garrett can get to the basket like that, he just creates a tremendous amount for his team.
That's a quick steal by Collin. There's Hume, Cade Hume with a miss, and Big Mick Oaks with a rebound.
Yeah, Braves getting sucked in on help, leading to
Bader drives, pulls the foul. It's going to be on the floor. The basket isn't going to count.
And number 11, Bennett Ware.
Yeah, right now the Braves getting beat off the dribble and sucked in a little bit on defense, leading to some open looks at the 3-point line.
So the Braves are going to go with a smaller offense here. They bring Mick Oaks out and bring in Trey Lopez, the sophomore. Braves turn the ball over on the inbounds.
Max Freeze, and nice steal
Nice
there.
steal by Trey Lopez off the bench for the Braves. Bader drives the lane, gets stopped. Ennis goes in, brings it back out.
Braves with 4 guys on the floor right now that can penetrate and beat people off the dribble. Like to see them use it.
Ennis off the mark. Taylor with a 2-on-3.
Great defense there. Ben Bader, nice defense. Hand in his face, cut off his dribble, beautiful.
Really was. Impressed though with Hauser and how balanced he was on that shot.
Bader with a shot off the mark. Baltimore misses the rebound, goes to Taylor. So 5 minutes into this quarter, the Braves are up 7-6. Nice defense by
Beautiful.
Braves ball. Another great defensive play by Ennis and Lopez. Ennis getting the stop. Lopez going for the double, knocking the ball away off the Taylor player's foot.
Yeah, case for Taylor of we've seen it on our side before, over dribbling a little bit. Especially when that help comes, somebody's got to be available.
There we go. Colin
Shaw on the board. Leading scorer for the Braves this year. Last year, the year before, and the year before.
Like to see the Braves do a little more of that, getting into that Taylor defense, but doing it with the intent to score or find somebody, just to create, get themselves going here early in this game.
A lot of threes they're going to shoot.
You know, one of the things that we've noticed this year with the Braves offense is, you know, in the years past, usually it was 5 or 6 guys playing. This year, the coach isn't hesitating to go 7, 8, 9 players deep.
Yeah, they're usually 9 players deep, and they do it all within the first few minutes, which I think, Rob, has really helped on getting these guys in the game early. So when they call on them later in the game, they have their feet wet.
Well, he's used all 8. With Marco out, there really is an 8-man rotation tonight, and all 8 of them have played already.
Yep.
As Hauser and Ennis doing a really nice job keeping him away from the basket. It's Picklesheimer. Picklesheimer's father was the coach here 3, 4, 5 years ago, and he's a nice little player.
Shaw dishes it into Jalen. He's going to draw the late whistle there. It'll be a foul on number 21. Lopez will inbound the ball.
Yeah, there really hasn't been a guy on this team that's played in this 9 that hasn't made a real contribution to the team. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about it. They're not looking for guys to just come in and eat up minutes or give fouls. They're looking for guys to make plays and contribute, and they all do.
And, you know, talking to Coach Birch earlier today, you know, he talks about Christmas break is really his preseason. You know, most of these guys he didn't get until 3 days before the first game of the season because of football. So these guys haven't had the chance to really gel and really figure out what their roles are. We see it every game. They progress and they become more solid as a unit.
Yeah, I think that's right. They haven't gotten the work in that they will as they get later in the season, which leads you to believe that this team can get significantly better. That last possession, taking the ball to the basket by Trey Lopez, leads to not only a good shot by Trey, but 2 follow-up possessions that the Braves get 2 offensive rebounds. And that's really what this game is all about. Opportunity to rack up the fouls as well.
And this goes in, misses again. The Braves have had plenty of opportunities with a little under a minute left. The Braves are up 6-9. Shaw with the rebound.
Yeah, Colin Shaw being very opportunistic with the rebounding tonight. Love it, love it. Braves looking for each other.
Not a foul on Garrett, but good foul.
Nice job by Trey Lopez. You know, Trey not looking just to score. Eyes on the rim, got denied, finds Garrett, but more importantly, before he left his feet, knew where Garrett was. Great job by Trey Lopez.
And Garrett gets a blow for the last 31 seconds of the quarter. So everybody has come out for at least a minute except for Colin.
Lopez goes up the court, puts a nice little jumper up off the mark. And that'll end the quarter, 9-6 Braves. So Braves getting lots of opportunity to take, and they're taking good shots. They just aren't getting to go in. Like you said, they're moving the ball, they're driving the lane, and dishing it out when the shot's denied.
Yeah, playing well as a team, on pace to give up 24 points. Nothing to argue about on that side. Offensively, had a lot of good looks that didn't go down. I expect that to probably change as well.
Glad Gray, they've really held Hausler, really put him in check. Garrett did a great job with him, and Marco probably would have gotten that assignment. Garrett stepped up and then played terrific defense as always.
Yeah, some really good minutes by Jalen Thornton as well. And really, and you think about the things that we don't always notice with the box outs and possessions, same thing could be said for Davis Kleekamp. And now you got bigs coming back in, Nick Holmes and Johnny Baltimore, who are fresh.
Yep,
love to see that. And Braves really with no foul trouble to speak of. Just two team fouls. Guys, looking at the crowd, good news is we've got a lot of alums back from school coming back to watch their buddies. Let's hope it fills in a little bit more from the student section tonight.
There's Hausler.
Hausler takes a jumper and gets the roll.
Jacob Hausler gets the drop for 2.
Yeah, this is not at all any kind of a slight, but he has a very controlled game. That's a guy, you could see him playing that game when he's 50 years old at the Y. And it's a thing of beauty. I mean that in a positive way.
Ennis with a 3, and he ranges it.
The G-Man.
Love the fake up top to get himself some room and step into that shot.
Shaw with the rebound. Braves bringing it up the court quickly. Open to Ennis. Ennis gets fouled on going up. He'll be at the line. That'll be number 2 on Weir.
Yeah, this game is starting to spread a little bit. I know it's only 4 points, but if you think about it, Taylor taking, what they do is, Tony said, a lot of shots from the 3-point line, and Indian Hill getting to the basket. Generally speaking, the winning recipe in that, particularly at the high school level, is getting to the basket.
Ennis misses the first of 2.
Well, again, Taylor, I mentioned 46.5% of their shots on the year are threes. And they're not a very good rebounding team. On the year, they have 31 offensive rebounds. For Indian Hill, Colin and Johnny Baltimore, between them, have 32.
Baltimore with great defense. They'll stay to the Yellow Jackets as...
And as I said that, they get an offensive rebound.
Right.
Well, and that is the big difference right now. Even though it's, it's a 5-point game, we talked about it in between the quarters here. The Braves have had great looks, just have not converted. But the Braves have had 2-3 looks on each possession, where Taylor typically has had 1 look. That's a second chance opportunity that they don't convert on. Braves come up. If the Braves were actually converting on some of those second and third opportunities, this game would be out of control.
Right.
Baltimore with a 3, he's off the mark.
Yeah, if you're looking at the futures on
and
this,
it's going to stay Braves ball as Taylor knocks it out of bounds.
Be interesting to see one thing as we look at an inbound play here, what the Braves do, how much better they get at scoring on inbound plays as the year goes on. Sometimes really hard to just get baskets.
Shaw to the lane, gets crushed, and will be at the line shooting too. Not sure who that one was on.
Yeah, it could have been on both of them.
Yeah. It was called on Hume, number 21. No, I'm sorry.
Hume is number 1.
Number 1.
I think that's his second.
And that'll be his second. Shaw makes the front end of his 2.
comes out, and Max Freeze replaces him.
Yeah, as a result of the Braves taking the ball to the basket, we're already in a situation where the next team foul for Taylor will be at 7th.
Shaw misses the mark, but Baltimore gets the rebound. Shaw goes for a 3, and he brings it. So the separation is starting. It's now a 9-point game.
And Taylor gets a timeout.
Taylor's going to call a timeout to slow this down, regroup.
I mentioned Taylor really has 3 players. Hauser is an outstanding player. First-team All-League last year, second-team All-League as a sophomore, and he actually is a freshman, sophomore, and junior was second-team All-League as a baseball catcher. They've got Human Ware, and Human Ware right now are on the bench with 2 fouls. So Hauser's a one-man band right now, and Ennis is doing a terrific job making sure he doesn't get great looks.
Yeah, the tough thing I think is, you know, we talk about this in the football season a lot of times. You kind of are what you are. You do what you do. Right now, it's hard to come in and tell the kids, be something different. From this point forward, they're going to continue to shoot threes probably. They're probably not going to continue to drive the basketball. So let's see what kind of adjustments Taylor makes.
Stepped out. That was Max Freeze that drive. It's
So another turnover on the Yellow Jackets as the Braves are up by 9. You got Bader bringing the ball up across the timeline out to Nick Oakes, who great week for the Oakes family.
Yes.
Nick Oakes signs early. First December signing period in NCAA Division I history. Nick Oakes signs with the UC Bearcats, my alma mater.
Absolutely love it. Not only your alma mater, I think it's 4 generations on the mom's side and 3 generations on the dad's side of people that have attended the University of Cincinnati, and 3, his father and 2 uncles, that have played football there as well. So that is a beautiful thing to see a guy go to the place that he always wanted to go. And they won him as well, and that's beautiful.
Oakes with the rebound. And there we are again. Taylor with 1 look. Ennis tries to go in, dumps it back out to Shaw. Ennis drives the lane, little floater, gets it. It's a 19-8 game, 11-point game, folks.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot during the year. It was true at the Anderson game. It was, I would say it was true almost every game we played, with the possible exception of Madeira, where the Braves were able to beat 2, 3, 4 different players off the dribble.
Great defense by Nick Oakes. It'll stay Braves ball as Collin gets the ball deflected.
Anytime you have that situation, really, the only question becomes, when help comes, who's making themselves available? Braves have got to figure that out a little better to beat some of the better teams they're going to play this year. But tonight's a perfect opportunity to get better at that.
Bader with a 3, and it's off the mark. Rebound to Taylor.
Bennett Ware back in for them with 2 fouls, number 11. Great block by
Nice
Garrett.
block by Ennis. Bader picks up the loose ball. Gets it out to Lopez, who takes the shot and is way off the mark. The ball's going to go out of bounds. It was deflected. Nicole?
Yeah, Hauser, really tough to do it on both ends. They're going to give him a little bit of a rest. Well,
I don't think so. Well, yeah, maybe you're right.
Well,
They can't give him much of one.
right, but it's really hard to do it on both ends of the floor. And they ask him to guard at a high level, and then they also ask him to carry him from a scoring perspective.
Turnover, Lopez, who gets the basket.
Trey Lopez with the steal and a lane for 2.
We're with a nice little bank shot. The banks must still be open.
I tell you what, I think that was on purpose. That looked good to me. I love the ball fake and then the shot off the glass.
That was a nice move.
Yes.
Weir's taking on Shaw. Lopez goes in. Nice little roll, but misses the shot. Rebound Taylor. The Braves will drop back on defense.
Yeah, Garrett Ennis just doesn't give you anything easy. Almost got a tie up there.
Taylor takes a quick shot. It's off the mark. Rebound Bader.
In fairness to Taylor, you know, shooting a lot of threes, but they are
out to Baltimore. Baltimore with a three, and he drains it to make this a 14-point game, 24-10, with a little under 3 minutes left in this second period.
Yeah, great. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, Brian, they take a lot of threes, but you would think that if you miss a three, the offensive rebound, you're in better position.
Yes.
And they don't offensive rebound.
Yeah, a lot of guys spreading the floor. It's a 50-50 ball in a lot of cases. Nice shot by Johnny Baltimore on that last possession.
Beautiful.
But the drive by Garrett Ennis and throwing off that call cut that the Braves a lot of times want to throw the ball to that guy. It's not for him to score, it's for him to create. Glad to see the Braves make that pass to Garrett, and glad to see Garrett create for Johnny. Braves much better at shooting from distance when they step into the pass.
Watch Hausler.
The side-to-side stuff, really tough to catch and shoot on a side-to-side pass.
Well, Trey Lopez is on Hausler now.
So the Braves bring in their 9th man, Davis Kleekamp.
He's the 8th man tonight with Marco out.
Oh,
you can't let him touch your ball.
Collin gets his own rebound.
Double dribble.
Collin doesn't like that call, but we'll take that move.
Yep. Yeah, Braves get an open shot, get a second possession. Good things will happen, obviously.
So we need to make a shout out to the folks up in Hudson, Ohio. There's 3 of them. Collin's grandparents and sophomore Josh Young's grandmother.
There's more than 3 people live in Hudson, aren't there?
No, there's only 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Collin's grandparents down in Nashville with Libby and Colin McKnight, and Maddie and Nate having a little Christmas right now.
So hopefully they're watching us live, folks. You can watch Indian Hill Braves basketball home games. We've got about another 5 games that we'll be broadcasting in 2018 for the season, give or take a couple. On IHN TV or TV1 on the YouTube. Nice block.
Oh, that was clean. Nice block.
Yep.
That was a great block by Collin.
Yeah, foul, no foul, doesn't matter. The Braves, for 45, 50 seconds, playing great defense. Taylor has not shown themselves to be a team that's afraid to take an open look. Just didn't have any. Braves doing a great job in that possession defensively. And as my man Rasheed Wallace would say, the ball does not lie.
Bennett Ware misses his first one. He's a 72.7% free throw shooter in the year. 0 for 1, and then 1 for 2.
Sometimes the ball fibs. It can happen.
They're taking Ware out because he has 2 fouls. They didn't want him to get a third one before halftime.
So Lopez will bring the ball up for the Braves. You know, as we get ready to go into halftime here, you know, a lot of interesting things happening in basketball, all the way down to the high school level, where you've got a dad in California who has 3 incredible sons, one playing for the Lakers, one that was playing for UCLA, gets pulled out of UCLA, a son who was a junior in high school that gets pulled out, and now he's starting a high school training program and league called Big Baller League.
Sure, why not?
So what does that do to a kid? I mean,
well, I think the NBA, to some degree, has caused this with this one and done. GM's afraid to make a mistake and draft a high school kid. That's what that's all about. They don't care about education. They want to see a kid for a year.
For 10 seconds.
Shaw gets a shot off, doesn't get the roll. Taylor with the rebound, and
good test.
Gets the basket off, but does not make it.
Yeah, Braves dodge a bullet right there. I think they thought there was less time on the clock than there was. Taylor with an opportunity to get the length of the floor and get a really good look.
They hold him to 11 points for the half. 6 in the first quarter, 5 in the second. That's pretty good defense.
So folks, happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. This is Rob Young with Brian Shaw and Tony Harris bringing you live action at Indian Hill Gymnasium, where the Indian Hill Braves lead the Taylor Yellow take a quick break, run to your refrigerator, get your favorite beverage, maybe some eggnog, and we'll be back here in about 9 minutes to bring you the second half action.
Oh, hello, my friend. It's Braves Beat.
Yo, Indian Hill, welcome to another edition of Braves Beat.
In our last episode of 2017, I'm Rachel Gerard.
And I'm Ahmed Ali. How are you going to spend your holidays, Rachel?
My friend is coming to visit me from Virginia. How about you, Ahmed?
I'm gonna go to Egypt.
Sounds fun! Let's get into the news.
Yeah. The junior class student government is organizing a community service project that will take place today after school. They'll be making Tide fleece blankets from 3 to 6 p.m. and the blankets will be donated to Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Everyone who helps gets 3 white community service hours. There will also be music and snacks. People interested should fill out the Sign Up Genius in the Blackboard Community Service tab. If you have any questions, contact Bethany Eisen.
Indian Hill Premiers made a holiday tradition in their class 2 weeks ago, National Bring Your Sword to Choir Day. Check out this video.
Our boys basketball team competed last Friday night against Madeira and came out with a win, 60-52. The student section was amazing and was just what our guys needed in order to get this game. Congratulations, boys.
While the holidays are approaching, Braves Beat asks you all a very important question. What is the true meaning of Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa?
We sent Emily out to the halls. Let's check it out.
What is Christmas?
Christmas, what I think of it as a Muslim, is where people, Christians, give presents to other family members, and basically they get lots of, I don't know.
What is Kwanzaa?
Kwanzaa is the celebration of Christmas in Africa. They have lots of fun games, lots of family time. Is that right?
What is Hanukkah?
So basically, there was oil.
What is Kwanzaa?
Kwanzaa is a communist-backed conspiracy to overthrow Western civilization. And no, wait a minute. That's not it. What is Kwanzaa? Oh, it's... I got nothing.
In these little pieces of glass, in like glass containers in a temple, and then these people, the Maccabees, came in and they destroyed all of the glass containers.
Bryn, what is Kwanzaa?
Well, you see, Emily, it's got Africans, and that's pretty much all I know.
All right, both of you, what is Christmas?
It's the birth of Jesus, I think, right?
Lots of presents.
What is Hanukkah?
Hanukkah is basically the Jewish holiday that the Jews celebrate instead of Christmas.
And then when the Jews came back to the temple, there was only like one small container that was kind of broken, and it had enough oil to light a candle for one night.
What is Hanukkah?
So Hanukkah is actually a super unimportant Jewish holiday.
That is false.
In winter.
What is Christmas?
Christmas is the time of year that you can relax and spend time with family and friends and those you love.
And then, miraculously, the candles lasted 8 nights, and that's the miracle of Hanukkah. Friday and Saturday, our wrestling team was at the Edgewood Invitational at Edgewood High School. Will Sturwald placed second on the podium, and Charlie Lindbergh placed fourth. The boys also participated in Everett Howard Memorial Tournament at North College Hill High School. Dan Sheard placed first, Zach Sullivan second, and LJ Junkins fourth. Phenomenal job, boys. Keep up the great work.
Following their great success recently, the Indian Hill robotics team has released a new app called Dakota.
What is that?
It's like Siri, but except 1,000,000 times better. I'll let you check it out for yourself.
Alright, well, just came out with my new app, Dakota. It's pretty much the best app ever. We kind of had to work on it for 2 months, solid work time.
Dakota, what's 10 plus 10?
85.
Dakota, call an ambulance.
Now she looks fine.
Excuse me, Dakota. When is the next episode of My Hero Academia?
Pass.
Where is the nearest porta potty?
No hablo español.
Dakota, where's the nearest Little Caesars?
Papa John's is better.
Dakota, why ever find love?
Life is meaningless and empty.
Dakota, what's the square root of 4,761?
85.
Dakota, what time is it?
There can only be one.
Before we go, we want to take a moment and say a huge congratulations to all the seniors who are making the final decisions for next year. Indian Hill is proud of you all for your achievements.
Yeah, and be sure to follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, see us on Snapchat, and email us with any school updates.
We hope everyone has a great holiday break, and we wish you well on exams.
We'll see you next year.
And as always, stay classy, Indian Hill.
Does someone need a hug?
If you want the thing you love,
you did it! Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee.
Some fruit spray?
Fruit spray? Sure. Hey! Have you seen these toilets? They're ginormous!
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
10 a.m. Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God! Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
Welcome, folks, back to Indian Hill Gymnasium, where the Indian Hill Braves lead the Taylor Yellow Jackets 24-11. I'm Rob Young with Tony Harris and Brian Shaw, bringing you this holiday game of crosstown or cross-league rivals of Taylor and Indian Hill in the CHL. Right now, we know that the teams to be able to watch in the CHL are Wyoming. Right. Deer Park is a surprise this year.
No.
No, not a surprise.
It's the most known entity of any of them.
So the Braves are going to start the half with the ball. So what do the Braves work on improving this half, Brian?
Well, obviously, defensively, the Braves had a great first half. I think, from an offensive standpoint, let's just get good shots and get better offensively. Like that to start, little high-low. Not something they use enough. Looking at John Baltimore, a great opportunity for him to get in the middle of the defense and make passes. A guy that can face and shoot the ball, obviously is going to draw help. And a great opportunity for the Braves to get better by having him pass the ball, similar to the way Reed Eichholz did for the Braves last year.
Yeah. And, one of the things that I would like to see the Braves do more on that last possession, we actually went back and looked at it. When they had the ball, they drove in. Mick was actually down on the block, wide open. They passed it back out as opposed to driving it back into him and letting him get the easy basket. Trying to run that high-low, I think that's a great thing. We don't do it enough.
Right.
But when you got two big physical guys out there like Mick and Johnny, and Mick loves to be on the inside, you got to use him.
Yeah, Mick Oak's capable of giving you more than possessions. Last year, more of a possession guy. This year, Boz 1. I'm sorry, man, Boz 2.
So Tony, Taylor drives. That's not a good defensive play for the Braves. Total breakdown, miscommunication. They just let him go right down the lane.
I was watching Garrett Innes on Hausler, and he is just blanketing him. He's just doing a phenomenal job. And Hausler is the key to Taylor's offense, and Garrett's just shut it down.
There you go, Mick down there.
Yeah, conversely for Taylor, they got to feel good about getting to
Shaw goes in, and they're going to call a charge on Shaw.
Wow.
Love to see a replay on that.
Yeah, give credit, though, to stand in and take that charge, whether it was a charge or it was a block, to stand in there and take it. Like to see the defense get rewarded. Nice play.
Yeah, good play by Taylor. Like to see our guys do that. We've talked a little bit about the physicality of Indian Hill on the inside.
Right.
Defensively, we do great, but we don't play tough in the paint.
Yeah, and these games, hey, look, it's still a game, 11-point lead. It might feel a little bit, like a stretch, but, get better. What can we do to get better from that? Well, maybe we start looking at pulling up instead of going all the way to the basket.
Great defense by the Braves. I don't know if you noticed that, Brian, because you were busy talking about that. But they did a bank pass off of Collins' knee, and then the next pass obviously was an errant pass that went out.
Well, it wasn't errant. Frank Lopez was wide open there in the third row, and they got it to him.
I think he was calling for the ball. I think I heard him.
And Bader with the ball, takes the three, and he's off the mark. Almost gets the bounce, and that's going to be Taylor ball. That's the right call.
Hey, speaking of Ben Bader, I'd like to also say hi to Jim Garfield down in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Jim watches every game, Ben's grandfather, and big fan. So thanks for watching, and he started off really, really hot tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Still playing well. Can't always control the shot. Can control decisions, and he's making great decisions.
And at Ware.
Ware's going to get the roll.
And he gets under Bader, so I guess it was underwear. Hey, I got a timeout Indian Hill. Coach Birch is not happy. Braves are down 5-0 this quarter and getting out hustled and outplayed. Halftime score in the CHL, Madeira 21, Wyoming 5.
Wow.
That's not a misprint. 21-5. It was 10-0 Madeira at the end of the first quarter and 21-5 now at halftime.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see some of the scores as we look at it tonight, tomorrow, or if we read it in the Inquirer maybe next week. When you go through exam week, and you're looking toward Christmas and everything that's been going on this week, I don't know how you guys feel. I'm tired and I didn't do anything. So
what else is new?
Let me correct you, Brian. You had a new job this week. You and I became the floor crew here at Indian Hill before our broadcast. We were told if we didn't clean the floor, we couldn't broadcast. So we took that on for Tony here, Tony the Toe Harris. And the Braves still have yet to score this half. And Taylor off the mark, but they're going to get a second chance. The Braves are they're looking flat.
Well, to Tony's point, without a lot of height, that is not a bad strategy to shoot threes and get 50-50 balls. The difficulty, I think, becomes right now as the game wears on and your top two players are both guarding good players, it becomes harder and harder with the legs to make those shots consistent.
You got to get Trey Lopez in there, and he's coming off the bench right now.
And right now, Taylor getting it at the rim. That's where they're getting their points.
Taylor has cut this down to a 7-point game. Johnny Baltimore off. And
he comes
he's
with a big rebound, and he gets fouled by Picklesheimer.
Right there, we just saw what could make Johnny Baltimore extremely valuable to this team. First of all, he can get the ball anytime he wants it because of the frame and the reach at the elbow. But then to be able to look down, see that it's not available, and maybe ball fake, create some separation, and shoot the ball comfortably from there, that's a great gift.
Shaw goes into the lane. Lopez with the rebound and the putback. 2 points for Trey Lopez off the bench. First 2 points of the half for the Braves come off the bench by Trey Lopez. Ennis is going to get called for the foul. It'll be a shooting foul.
Yeah, Hauser doing a great job. Once he gets past Ennis, using his body to kind of give a little protection to the ball, where the only way Garrett Ennis could make that play was to get contact.
Come across his body, and
Bader's going to come back in.
And Hauser's a 77% free throw shooter, nails the first.
Love, too, what they're doing with Bennett Wiry. You know, the post-up, I mean, here's a guy that is a guard, 5'10", but has the kind of a physical presence to be a mismatch down on the block. Braves are going to have to front that. They cannot let him catch it. Even if you wall up, he's too close and still can convert.
Nice dish out by Bader. Lopez goes for it, misses.
Yeah, great shot. Again, Braves able to step in with that ball coming at them. Much better shooters.
Travel. Well, the Braves are getting open shots. They're just not converting, and that was true in the first half as well. They're getting a lot of open shots, and they're just not falling.
Yeah, that's going to be something over the break. I think you'll see the Braves come out in January with a little bit of work. I think you'll start to see these shots fall. Colin Shaw is not going to shoot the way he's shot so far, and I think that's true of almost all Braves.
Lopez with the rebound. Turns the ball over. Jalen Thornton, the big-bodied football player that we'll probably see at the University of West Virginia in a couple years. What do you think? Think that's where he's going to go?
Oh, that's the best option. I'm not sure it's the best option. The good news is for Jalen, I think he's going to have a lot of them, isn't he? Wouldn't you say?
Fallon, Kate Hume.
And I would think he's going to have a lot.
Yeah,
and
really.
His younger brother is going to be a stud too coming in as a freshman next year.
Yeah, Jalen, thing that impresses me.
Johnny gets the inbound, goes up, gets the nice kiss off the glass. We're back to a 10-point game.
The thing that impresses me so much about Jalen in basketball, you get to see what kind of teammate he is. This is not his first sport. This is not what he's best at. But he's very good at it, and he's a great teammate. This is a guy that goes out and really makes all the right plays and thinks the game very well.
Taylor drains a three.
Timeout for Taylor. 28-21 cuts it to a 7-point game.
Yeah, certainly when you catch fire and you're shooting threes instead of twos, it's a good way to get back in the game.
Yeah, no, before we were talking about, all the hoopla around, big baller basketball, kids not playing high school and forgoing and becoming pro as high schoolers, and, 1 year and out in college scene. One of the things that's great about the CHL, you got a lot of great kids, a lot of great athletes that play multiple sports. It's a hindrance to our basketball program because most of these guys were star football players. They came off their football season, rested for 2 days, came to practice for 3 days, we had a game.
Yeah, and they're all too proud to admit it, but the game wears you down. This break's going to be good to get guys a little stronger and also to get guys with those fine motor skills, shooting the basketball and the touch and the feel of that, opportunity for them to get better. You know, you go from football to right into basketball where you have to compete, not work to get better. And then you get into finals week, hey, let's get into a little bit of a break, get those practices in, and I think you'll see the Braves a little bit more efficient coming out of it.
Lopez holds on to it after the mishandle. Lopez goes in, dishes it to Baltimore, who gets a nice little jumper and drains it. I like that play.
I do too.
He's right there at the elbow. Lopez drives. It forces the guy to come off of Baltimore, and Lopez sees that he's open, gets it, and Baltimore's great at that 12, 15-foot shot.
Yeah, and you know Johnny's going to do his part in that, but the thing I like about it is that Lopez is now seeing he can play a little slower, a little more under control, and get great results.
Well, the thing is, when he drives, the other guys need to get in a passing lane and be ready to shoot. Because he could lead the league in assists with his quickness and his speed. He makes a lot of things happen. He draws a crowd when he has the ball.
Yeah, let's face it, he's a kid that's played at a level of JV last year where he was not only the best penetrator, he was the best finisher. And that's a hard thing for kids making adjustments.
Frank Lopez likes the call. They're going to call a foul on Taylor. It'll be Indian Hill ball. So Lopez inbounds to Bader. They bring Davis Kleekamp in for Baltimore to give him a blow. And you got the big Thornton out at the top. You gotta like seeing that.
He won't shoot from there. Kleekamp will.
Lopez with a three, and he's off the mark again. But I want to keep seeing Trey with those nice squared up shots. Take them.
Yeah, they're good shots. These guys are open. They're just not finishing.
Going to call Kleekamp for the foul. It'll be a shooting foul, so it'll be a two-shot opportunity for Weir at the line.
Yeah, you mentioned that a little bit ago when Jalen had the ball on top. That curl that the Braves run, you know, that screener that's at the top of the key, boy, if that's the right guy, a guy in essence that shoots threes, he's comfortable shooting threes, and a guy that's hot, that shot is there all the time. It's amazing to me. The Braves have run it for years, and it still continues to be available.
We just had a quick hello from one of our former all-time favorites, Dawson Eichholz, coming back from Johns Hopkins, the former Secretary of Defense. Hung up his basketball sneakers and focusing on his cleats with football at Johns Hopkins. And academics, excuse me.
Yeah, I think you got those.
I think they're an okay school.
Yeah,
so let's talk about Taylor. What's Taylor got to do in this game? You know, they're keeping it close, surprisingly. We're down to an 8-point game. It was 14.5, so they've won the quarter. What do they need to do in the fourth quarter to bring it even closer?
Well, I think if you look at what they did in the third with 17 seconds left here, let's play this out to the third quarter. Taylor with an opportunity now to make this a two-possession game.
Hauser's out of the game, so it's going to be Ware. And they're calling a jump ball. Wow. Braves get a little bit of a break, and now Hauser's coming back in for him. They really didn't have a lot of offensive options except for Ware, and he's been beating his man off the dribble and making some nice moves inside.
But he came up against the big Jalen Thornton, who put his hand on the ball and got the jump ball.
The jump ball, which is a possession ostensibly for Indian Hill, because Indian Hill will be inbounding it in 5.5 seconds once the fourth quarter starts.
Rebound Shaw, he'll just hold on to the ball.
Yeah, Rob, to answer your question, I think if Taylor looks at what got them from being down 13 to down 8 in this third quarter, I mean, I think a lot of it had to do with getting to the basket. The way they got there was kind of unconventional in some regards, missing a three, getting a 50-50 ball, and getting back in. But I liked what they were doing, posting their guards and having their guards beat guys off the dribble. Hauser's really good. You see how low he gets when he takes off. It is truly shoulder to hip. And, you know, hey, that's a winning recipe. But like we talked about, it's hard to become something you're not. They shoot a lot of threes. I'd expect they'll probably shoot their share going forward here in the fourth quarter.
Also, at the end of the quarter, when Birch having some concerns, he kind of held the ball. He was trying to take a little bit of air out of the ball, force Taylor to come out a little deeper and guard and try to get some one-on-one isolated for Baltimore and for Shaw. And Lopez stays in to start the fourth quarter, and he's going small. Baltimore's in there with
I was going to say he's going with the Speedy Gonzalez lineup with Garrett Ennis, Ben Bader, Trey Lopez, the leader of the team, Colin Shaw, who I don't think has sat maybe 10 seconds.
Right.
And the big man, Johnny Baltimore. So really it's a 5-guard offense that he's going with right now, because Johnny, even at 6'7",
he thinks
still plays like a guard. And Braves are going to take the air out of this ball.
Yeah, Braves get a good look there, but they want a better one.
Johnny with a 3, and he's off the mark, but it's a great rebound by Lopez, who gets it out to Shaw, who pulls the guy, steps in for the shot, and drains it. That's the Colin Shaw I know.
Yeah, good patience by the Braves on that.
And terrific by Trey Lopez going up, the smallest guy on the floor, getting the offensive rebound.
Yeah, Braves patient, get rewarded with a couple of really good looks.
Wow.
And, you know, I'll take that defense. Lopez aggressively going after the ball, leaving an open man.
The gambler would like to see him start in front. Really, I think right there, they're posting guys right under the
Bader with the 3, and he drains it.
And how about a setup there by Garrett?
Yeah, Garrett Ennis just continues to draw help by beating the first guy off the dribble.
Up Trey on his back.
No reason to start back there. If you look at where he is, he's actually both feet in the lane when the pass is let go. If you're going to make him throw that lob, make him throw that lob over your head. Good luck with the help. I'd like to see the Braves guard start in front of that guy on the block. No reason to stand behind him.
Well, you're outside, so you've got to go to the front.
Nice move.
Yeah, Hauser doing a great job splitting that double. No help on the back end.
Shaw with another shot off the mark. Weir with the rebound. So
right there, standing in front of the post man. There you go. Doing a good job. The Braves get rewarded.
So if I'm Coach Birch, I'm switching the matchups. They've got Bader on Weir, and I think Lopez matches up with Weir much better, and they've got Lopez playing against Picklesmeyer, which is a size differential. And Ben Bader with a 3.
Johnny B. That was
Johnny be good tonight.
Yeah, Lopez is a terrific on-the-ball defender. If you've got somebody that's going to take the ball to the basket, Lopez does a really good job.
He's going to get another foul. That'll be Trey's 3rd foul, I believe. We don't have the scoreboard telling us what the foul count is on the players, but I believe that's his 3rd foul of the night.
Yeah, Ennis doing a great job to widen Hauser out. Took him over to the help, and Lopez just didn't stay down, tried to go for the ball.
Lopez for another one.
4th. Yep.
Yeah, Braves making, I think, a repeat mistake after mistake with regard to positioning smaller guards against more physical players in the post.
Well,
when you're a smaller kid and you're not as physical, you want to get in front of the guy. And they continue to play from behind, and it's led to fouls and easy buckets for Taylor.
We said before, they're going with a smaller, quicker lineup, so there's going to be some mismatches there. You got the...
And it's okay. It's okay because, Tony, if we got help in the lane and we got pressure on the ball, good luck making that lob over our guard's head, perfectly having a catch and a finish. I'll take my chances with that.
Well, the foul situation, Braves have committed 7 this half, and Taylor just 2. And Lopez takes a breather, and big Jalen Thornton in.
Okay, we're going to see a little pressure.
Pixelmeyer he's a physical player. You've got to play him physical in the post. And when you're outsized by probably 40 or 50 pounds, it's difficult. So you got to play smart. Thornton tries to get that
foul on number 5, Max Freeze.
This is terrific. Braves up by 10, almost 5 minutes left in the game, facing pressure. An opportunity to get better here tonight by working on beating the pressure with the pass. Braves have tried to beat pressure thus far this season with the dribble and have had some difficulty.
Inbounded to Baltimore, back to Bader. Bader drives the lane, puts a little roll in and gets it. It's a 40-28 game.
Yeah, Ben Bader turning the tables there and using what his advantage is, which is great skill, change of pace, little hesitation, creating that separation, an easy shot in the lane.
Baltimore with the rebound, one opportunity for Taylor.
And Brian, there's one you talked about. He got by Garrett, but Colin was there to give him some help.
Bader with another 3, and it's going to be off the mark. Thornton gets the tip, gets it to Shaw. You like that type of play from Thornton, and Shaw with the fingertip roll.
Yeah, Jalen Thornton, just a terrific teammate and a guy who goes out and makes his team better. Love when he's on the floor. He is a guy that everybody loves to play with. And really, you could say that about most of these Braves. Great job by Ennis, not to leave his feet.
Shaw with the steal, goes up the court, gets a nice kiss. And Thornton wanted the dunk.
Yeah,
you see that?
It all started by Garrett Ennis on the other end defensively, getting the Braves an opportunity for transition. When Hauser went into the middle of the lane, jump stop, would have been real easy for Garrett to leave his feet. Stayed down, walled up, Braves get rewarded.
Well, the Braves up 16 with 3.5 left, and in pretty good shape now. And again, because he's rotated, Coach Birch has 8 men the entire game. The starters are fresh, and the guards should be in good shape. Taylor does have a few fouls to give before we do start shooting.
Yeah, and if you're Taylor right now, I mean, I think the difficult thing about this, it's not just 16, it might as well be 60, because you got guys that have been on the floor the entire game. Chances are you don't have an advantage with regard to stamina, and then if you're going to shoot the ball from 3, you need legs. Tough recipe for Taylor right now.
Now the Braves come out with the small lineup again. Garrett Ennis, Ben Bader, Trey Lopez, really the hands team, the guys who can really handle the ball along with Colin and Johnny Baltimore.
Rob and Tony, I think we're not just seeing that for this game. I think we're seeing that for games down the line. Hughes, Deer Park twice. Some of these teams that are going to get up and down with the Braves and pressure the Braves, nice to see these guys play together.
There's a chance. They got Picklesheimer bringing the ball up. Again, they had some success when they tried to post him low. Nice play. And a foul on Johnny.
It'll be on Johnny.
Yep.
Had those hands over top. Need to be straight up.
Elbows to ears is what they say. Easier said than done.
Yes, it is.
Easy for these guys up here to talk about it. Yeah, Braves doing a good job defensively, but credit where credit's due for Taylor. For Picklesmeyer to stay with it.
Weir misses the front end of his 2 shots. Picklemeyer comes out, so you got to like the fact that Picklemeyer is coming out, because now you can have Lopez taking on.
Well, that's Tyler Ambry, who's their quarterback on their football team. Number 3.
Good news about that, Braves get another opportunity to break pressure. Don't just break it. Let's see if we can score on the back end of it.
Lopez wide open and out there by, I believe it's Cade Hume, number 1.
And here's a case where I think we can get better. Let's break this pressure with the pass and not the dribble.
That's either Hume's 3rd or 4th.
Braves guards have a tendency to do a little too much with regard to pressure.
Well, when you look at, Weir has been out on the floor more than anybody for Taylor, and when you look at him, he is gassed.
That he carried it? Huh. Well, I've got a 3rd quarter score update from Wyoming. At the end of 3, Madeira leads 29-16 over Wyoming. Nobody saw that coming. Not like that.
The exams, Santa Claus, a lot going on with these guys right now.
Well, that'll be an interesting setup going into January if Wyoming loses to Madeira. That'll be their 2nd loss in the league because they lost to Deer Park this week by 10.
Yeah, makes that 10-point differential, which I believe was 3 after 3 quarters with Deer Park, look a little different. I mean, we've seen Madeira. Madeira's got a very good team. We didn't see the best of Madeira, I know that. But still, 16 points through 3 quarters. Again, tough week. This is a really tough week. Braves have traditionally struggled offensively coming out of this exam week.
Well, this isn't a great offensive, our shots aren't falling. Normally, Lopez gets the rebound, gets it stripped away by Weir.
Trey Lopez, what a competitor.
If he'd only give a little more of himself when he was out there on the court.
Well, if he did, he might not go home.
Shaw with the rebound.
Timeout. Braves.
Hey, girls basketball. Yeah, using this time, I mean, you only get so much of it. Braves don't play again until January 5th. So any opportunity you have to get better as a team, I almost like to see Taylor score right now and put that pressure back in. Because I still maintain the Braves struggle with that. Our guards are so used to beating people off the dribble. They see a little opening, they see a little opportunity to dribble, and they take it. And they get lulled into that. And when that happens against Hughes or Deer Park, that could be the difference in the game. Right now, main opportunity for the Braves to win tonight, but to win in future nights.
And Brian, I agree with you. Marco Fiore, they can lean on Marco because he's such a great on-ball defender. But Garrett Innes has gotten a lot of opportunity tonight, and he's been terrific on Hausler. Ben Bader and Trey Lopez have done a nice job. So the Braves have quite a few nice on-ball defenders.
Braves are going to work it around. Lopez loses the handle but picks it right back up. Over to Baltimore.
That's only the 6th foul, team foul for Taylor. That's going Cade Hume. That's probably his 4th then. That's a 5, excuse me. He's done. Things that make you go Hume. Coming in to replace him is Jordan Spivey, number 12, who's an outstanding pitcher on the Taylor baseball team.
And a turnover on the Braves, and Weir is going to try to go up, and he gets called
foul by Bader
on Bader for the foul. That's a sloppy inbounds play.
It is, but give Taylor credit. These guys are hustling. They're making Benjamin Harrison proud. This is a good team of kids that are competitors and play a lot of different sports, and you can see it. You can see these guys, just like you see it in Trey Lopez. These guys are great competitors. And they got very little chance of coming back in this game, but you can't tell that to them,
We're going to keep fighting to the very end.
Yeah, for the Braves, to your point, though, just get into somebody and show the opposite hand. Make this game simple. No reason to run around and run from Taylor.
So Taylor's going to take a 30-second timeout here.
Yeah, Hausler is such an offensive force for Taylor. He averaged more than twice as much as the second leading scorer for them. and he's had to guard Colin most of the night. And to a certain extent, they've neutralized each other. We don't have the scoreboard benefit, but they both have about 8 to 10 points. But they've really kind of neutralized each other. The benefit the Braves have is they have some other really good athletes and good scorers that have picked it up. And Lopez has played great. Davis played terrific. Ennis has been great. Holden has played fun. So the Braves have had a lot of guys that can pick up the slack and score. And really, Ware is the only guy that for Taylor that's really come through for them.
And you can just see he's exhausted. I mean, he's had to work very, very hard for what he's gotten. And another turnover on the Braves. Ware's going to hopefully get stopped by Baltimore, rebound Ennis, but they're bringing the pressure. I like this.
Where is everybody?
Under the ball.
And it's going to
look up.
Lopez is going to do a little stutter step and get the fingertip roll.
Yeah, not real clean, but we like the fact that they scored out of it. That's what you want to do. Take people out of pressure by scoring against it. There's always something easy on the back end if you do the little things on the front end. But the Braves are going to see better pressure than that with the teams that we mentioned earlier. And when they get turnovers, they're going to turn it into points against the Braves. Frankly, some teams the Braves will play, if it's not in transition and it's not off turnovers or it's not on putbacks, they won't score very much.
Max Freeze with a miss. Colin with another rebound. Colin, we're not sure if he has 8 or 10, but he may have a double-double now.
Block on.
That was a foul. That's on Tyler Embry. I mentioned the quarterback of the Taylor football team, and the Braves will be shooting a 1-on-1.
Wish we had 4 or 5 more minutes.
So we're going to bring in some seniors that haven't seen any playing time. You're going to have Eli Rising, George Forte, and Big, as they call him.
There's number 4, Eli Bad Moon Rising.
Number 1 is Supercon Naive, but they call him Big. That was a great defensive play by Lopez. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be his last foul. Looked like all ball to me, but
yeah, I'm not sure if they called it on him or if they. Yeah, they did call it on him.
Kid left his heart out there on the floor, didn't he?
Sure did.
Boy, does he play hard.
So you got Brian Lewis coming in. And Weir probably has 12 or 14 of their points.
Yeah. Well, guys, 28 seconds left. I'd like to wish both of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you, Brian.
Happy New Year.
Look to this time off and time with family, and it's been a great year. Been a great year being with you guys, and look forward to getting back to it. I think the next one would be what? The first home game is the 5th of January?
I believe so. There's 2 home games on the 5th and the 6th. We play Finneytown on Friday night, the 5th. Come right back on Saturday night to play Goshen.
And as I heard today, that Goshen game may be moved to Milan, Indiana, to the home, seriously, of the Hoosiers.
That will be great. We'll see if we can bring the action. Braves going for the last shot here.
He's killing the ball.
And it's going to go to the seam. Eli Rising.
Eli's fouled. He's going to be shooting 1-on-1. With 1.9 seconds left. Eli Rising.
So Rising's going to be at the line shooting 1-on-1.
Great job by Ben Bader to set that up. Great job by the student section to cheer on their classmates.
Eli Rising at the line.
And
Eli misses the front of 1. Brian Lewis trying to tip it up. That'll be the end of the game. Folks, it's a 46-33 game. And so with the last game of 2017, the Braves win 46-33. Colin Shaw somewhere over 30 1,300 points on his career, still leads the Braves. We don't know what his scoring was tonight, but we think somewhere around 12 or 13 points.
He came into the game with 1,333, which is the all-time men's record at Indian Hill. The Braves now go to 6-0 on the season, 4-0 in the CHL. And if that score that we heard at the end of the third quarter holds, Wyoming goes down a game, and it really it's kind of a mixed bag right now in the CHL.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's get everybody feeling a little better. Let's get Marco Fiore back, and let's get into 2018 and rock and roll. Let's go Braves.
I'm Rob Young with Tony Harris and Brian Shaw, bringing you live action for the Indian Hill Braves on IHTN1 on YouTube. Catch us in 2018. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, folks, and always be a Braves fan.